Hi everyone, how are you? Let's wait for half a minute or 1 minute. So I hope you are all doing good today. I am Vipin Kumar and I welcome you all to the India's most comprehensive preparation platform for GATE and ESE, BYJU'S Exam Prep. So now, it is a very high time for all GATE 2023 aspirants. You know, we have 4.5 months left for GATE 2023 exam. Now, a lot of students struggle with one question that we receive. And that is, sir, what is the right revision and preparation strategy? And if you are targeting GATE 2023, then I am assuming that at least you are in the middle of your preparation, if not towards the end of the preparation. If you are in the middle, that means you are on the right path. Now this very question, this very query that we received, how do we revise? We have to cover new subjects as well, and we have to revise what we are doing. So, okay, so we have to cover new subjects as well, and we have to revise that we have already done. So how do we take out time on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, or on a monthly basis for revision? And this question comes in, I think, every student's mind. So we are going to address this very particular question in this session. Okay, what is the right preparation and the revision strategy if you are targeting GATE 2023? And if you are targeting GATE 2023, then be with me for next 30-35 minutes, and I'll take all your queries. I'll share my strategies, and which I have also collected from others after getting feedback. And we are going to discuss in everything in 30 to 40 minutes at least. Okay, so be there with me and we'll continue this session. Just give me 1 second. I can't see the comments. No, there is a comment, but it's too far. Yeah, hi, Shivraman. So let's talk about few other things. So there's a rolling gate workshop. There's a rolling gate workshop. There's a rolling gate workshop, and which is for guidance of GATE aspirants. You can find the how to register in the description box. You can go there and register yourself for the next GATE workshop. Okay. Next is there is a scholarship test as well on a rolling basis. Okay, people who are finding it hard financially to prepare for GATE exam, and you can get up to 90% scholarship by registering this exam. Okay, so give that test and get up to 90% scholarship. And find out in the description box when is the next scholarship test. Okay, now last is you can also download free ebook, and the link you can get in the description box. Okay, now a little brief introduction. If you are seeing me first time on this channel, then I have around 4+ years of industry experience, 4+ years of teaching experience. I have done MTech from IIT Kharagpur, and we have our Ravindra sir as well here. He's also in BYJU'S Exam Prep, and I hope you all know him. And he's taking, so I think sir is the right person to tell you all this.
Let me introduce that this is my junior. We both from IIT Kharagpur. We take a pride of that. So I think so you are right at a right platform. Everybody please understand what is the strategy. It's the most important thing. What is the path that you carry for preparation of your GATE examination. Next 30 minutes will be a life-changing seminar from this particular. And I would say that wish you all the best. Follow the strategy, implement that. Without hard work, there is nothing going to happen in the life. Right?
Hard work and smart work as well.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So see you in the next session. So carry on.
Carry on, sir. Thank you. So yes, Shivakaram, we are going to talk about what is the right time to stop covering syllabus and revising. Okay, we are going to talk about this particular question. Do not worry about this. Just be with me. I can understand the struggle of each and every individual who is preparing for this GATE exam. Okay, so I can understand that. I'll try to answer most of your questions. Do not worry. If any other question is there, just ask me and I'll answer. Okay, first of all, let's start this session. Okay, So I have 4+ years of teaching experience. I have done my MTech from IIT Kharagpur. I have done MSc from Politecnico di Milano, Italy. I have some research and industry experience as well, around 3.5 years. Some research publications, national and international. And you will see me on Byjus YouTube and app taking thermal engineering, thermodynamics, basics and applied, and heat and mass transfer as well. Okay. And very, very important that you can also join my Telegram group, Mechanical by Vipin Yadav, for updated schedule of my classes on either on app or on YouTube. Okay. So this is just little bit, right? Now let's move on to the main topic that we are going to discuss. So, can we start? Let's start, right? Now, so before we go into this session, I need you to answer me few questions. Okay? So that let's make it more engaging. You have to answer those questions yourself. So you ask them yourself and then answer it, right? So, are you a GATE 2023 aspirant? Are you targeting GATE 2023 particularly? So you need to answer yourself. If your answer is yes, then as I said, I am hoping that you have covered around 30 to 50% syllabus. Because if you are targeting GATE 2023, it is very important that you are in the middle of your preparation. Yes, John, that's what I want. It should be an engaging session, okay? I want whoever is there, just be with me. Okay, just let's make it an engaging session, right? So I hope that you have completed 30 to 50% of your syllabus or more. If you have done more, then it is best for you. You are on the exact path you need to be. So have you completed 30 to 50% of your syllabus? Can you answer me in the comment box? Very quickly, can you answer me? Have you completed 30 to 50% of your syllabus? So I am hoping if you are targeting GATE 2023, then your answer is yes. Yes, very right. Very nice, Mahalakshmi. 10 to 20% only. Then you have to speed up. Okay, because 4.5 months left. We have to finish everything by a particular time that we are going to discuss. We have to give, because revision is the most important thing. You keep covering new things, but you do not revise. Then you are not on the right path. Revision is very important. How many revision? The time interval, we are going to discuss everything. Okay. So Sai Nandan, yes, very nice. John, yes sir, more than that. Very, very nice. Very, very good. Mahalingam, yes, that is what I want. Okay. Now, on a daily basis, when you study new subject, when you are covering the rest of the syllabus, do you not find enough time for revision? Are you confused about should I study new things or should I revise what I have studied? Do you face this question yourself? Should I keep going with new syllabus or should I revise what I have already done? How do I manage my time between covering new syllabus and revising the old one? Is it the question that comes to your mind? Tell me very quickly. Is it the question that comes to your mind? And I can understand because I have been an aspirant as well. So I can understand that your answer must be yes. Okay? If not, very intense, but still this will be in your mind on the back of your head. Right? So tell me very quickly. Shivaraman, John, Sai Nandan, Mahalakshmi, Mahalingam, answer very quickly. Do you not find enough time? Are you confused how to distribute the time? And if your answer is yes, then the last question that you need to ask yourself, every time when you go for revision, you get little irritated, you get little frustrated. 70% have you covered, Shivaraman? Very nice. Good evening, Dharani, good evening. So you need to be a part of this. Sir, पहले सारे subjects revise करने चाहिए, then test series. We will talk about it. Just be with me for next 30-40 minutes, and we will talk. I'll take your doubts at the end of the session. These kind of doubt. Just be with me. What I am asking, just be there. Okay. Very nice, Sivaraman. If you have covered 70%, you are exactly on the path that you need. Okay. So that is a sign for the best scorers. Okay. But I am assuming 30 to 50% at least you have covered. Okay. Now answer me the last question. every time when you go for revision, you get little irritated ki yaar, I already done this a very long time ago. I already done this, I did this very beautifully. I was perfect in this topic, but why can't I recall these things now? Why I have to put the same amount of effort every time? So do you also face this issue that every time you go for a revision, you forget things? And you have done those things in a very perfect way earlier, but again you have to put a lot of effort to revise them. Yes, I can understand that, Paras. That's what I am saying. 70 to 75%, very nice, Paras. Very nice. Okay. So I know this. I am saying because I have been an aspirant. Okay. So I can understand, and these are the doubts that everyone faces. On a daily basis, I receive these doubts. Sir, how much time should I divide between covering new syllabus and revising the old one? Sir, why can't I recall things? If I have already made all the effort that is required. That is exactly what we are going to discuss. Why do you remember 30 to 40%? You can't remember, or why that memory is lost? Okay, so do not worry, I'll answer everything. I have already covered everything. That whatever doubts is coming at this point of time, I have answered everything in this PPT. Just be with me, okay? So if that is the question, that means if last question answer is yes, that means your time interval between revision is not correct. You need to manage the time between two consecutive revisions. The choice that you are making between two consecutive revisions is not correct. So you need to, that is your issue, you need to correct that, okay? Now, so if the answer is yes, then we are going to talk about everything, okay? So be there with me for this session, and I'll answer everything, right? Now, what are we going to discuss in this session? So, first thing is, first of all, why revision is important? Why even revision is important, and what is the correct time interval between two consecutive revisions, so that you will have a maximum retention of the content that you have already covered. If you have done a subject perfectly well, and you are very confident, and you think even if I take this book just before the exam, I will be comfortable in this. But that is not how your mind works. So you need to take care of your mind as well. Right now it is saying that I am very comfortable, but it has its own capacity. When you overlap other things of what you have already done, then you are going to miss something, okay? And you can't do anything about that. So how to avoid that? We are going to answer what is the correct time interval between two revisions, consecutive revisions, okay? Now we are also going to discuss time management strategy. What should be your preparation strategy? How much time you must give? And what is your revision strategy? How much time you give for new syllabus and old syllabus that you have already covered 1 month ago, 2 months ago? And should you revise daily? Should you revise weekly? Okay. So, and the last thing that we are going to cover, very important, what must be your revision strategy? What must be your, when should you stop? When should you stop covering new things and focus particularly on revision? How many revisions are necessary before the exam? When should you attempt for subject test? When should you attempt for whole mock test? When should you prepare, do PYQs? When you should stop doing PYQs? Okay, so let's start the session with why revision is important. Now, I am not going to answer this in, my individual feelings in this. We are going to go scientifically. We are going to go for proven theories. Okay, so you need to understand that Ebbinghaus forgetting curve, and this basically tells you how the memory retention declines, how the memory retention percentage with respect to time over a span of time. How do you forget things? How do you forget things with respect to time? With respect to time. So on the y-axis we have percentage retention. So if you study something, how much remains in your mind after a particular time? And on the x-axis we have time. 0 day is the day that when you have learned a new topic, your preparation phase. Okay, and then 1 day, after 1 week, how much do you remember? how much is retained in your mind or how much you have forgotten. And then 15 days, 1 month and 3 months. Okay, the last is 3 months. Okay, so are we excited? Are we excited to understand how our mind works? Can you answer? Whoever is there, can you answer me in the comment box? Do you need to understand how our mind works? I don't know if you have seen this curve before, but can you answer me in the comment box? Are we excited to explore how our mind works? Then I'll move ahead. Tell me very, very quickly. Shivraman, yes, very nice. Paras, S, okay. You have shot the yes, right. Anyway, whoever is there, answer me very quickly. Very exciting things are coming up in this session next. I'll tell you how our mind works and how many revisions is required. What is the correct time interval? With this graph only I am going to tell you this. Okay. So, now you see, today I have learned a new topic or a new chapter. Based on if the chapter is small, I have done something today. Okay. I have learned something new today. And when I have learned something new today, this is the amount of time that I have given. And at the end of the day, I have 100% retention. At the end of the day, I have 100% retention. Now, after one day, you see around 50% is retained in your mind. Now, it can vary from person to person, and the way you have studied the topic. Okay, but it will remain in the range of 50 to 60%, not more than that. Now, you may remember the topics. This is the topic. But what are the criticalities of this topic? You are going to slightly forget. And these are proven theories, okay? These are already proved. Okay? Now, you see after 1 week, you only remember 30%. Now, I am not saying out of the particular topic, you only remember 30% topics. No. You remember maybe all the topics. But when you go deeper in that topic, you forget the criticalities of it. For example, if you are doing heat engines, you may remember that Carnot engine gives you maximum efficiency. But you will forget what is the significance of that. You will forget how to calculate efficiency of that. How temperature and heat transfer are related. Okay. Till now, Apti Maths and Network can I do under 100. You have finished 3 subjects till now. Okay, Apti Maths and Network. You have to speed up. You have to speed up Black Soul. Okay. You have to speed up. There are no two ways about it. Okay. You have to speed up and you have to cover things in a particular way until December. Maximum 15th Jan. Okay, anyway, after 1 week, you remember only 30% of what you have done. After 15 days, around 15 to 20%, and after a month, you remember only 8. This is what we are saying if you are not revising anything. You have done something today and you have kept it. That, I am very comfortable with this. I am not going to touch it. I have studied this topic perfectly well. Whatever needed to be done, I have done that. Now, even if I take this book, take this topic before the exam, I am very comfortable. So, it is that scenario that you have not touched that topic till 30 days, till 1 month. Then you are only going to remember 8 to 10%. You will only briefly, very vaguely you will remember, oh, this was the topic. I know things. You will see a question, I have studied this. But criticalities you do not remember. Deeply, if little bit trick they have mentioned in the question, you will not able to solve that. Okay. Now, this is when you have not done any revision, then this is the case. So, what you would do? So, the answer is revise that. On the same day, if you are doing something today, revise that on the same day or the very next day. It is very important. And what you should revise on the daily basis, that we will talk about. How much time you should give, we will talk about that. Okay. So revise what you are doing today. You have to give some particular amount of time. How much time we will discuss. But you need to give particular amount of time to revise what you have done today, either today or tomorrow, the very next day. And if you do that, then first of all, what will happen? The amount of time is reduced. You see, maybe you took 8 hours earlier, but when you will revise it today, when you will revise it very first time, this is your first revision. When you revise it very first time, then your amount of time will reduce to at least half or maybe less. And then you already remember 50% of it. Now, when you revise it, then after 1 week, you will at least remember 65%. Compared to what you will remember if you do not revise it is 30%. If you do not revise it the same day or the next day, then you would have remembered only 30% after 1 week. But now you remember 65%. That is your retention. 65% is the retention. Okay? And then after 15 days, you remember around 40 to 45%. And after 1 month, it is around 35%. So compared to 8 to 10% without revision, now you remember around 35 to 40%, 30 to 35%. So first of all, first revision is important on the same day or the very next day. You remember this, you note this down. Okay, so this is important. First revision is important. So daily revision is important. Now next is weekly revision, second revision. Weekly revision on a weekly basis. You have to take out some time to revise. How much time? What you should do, we will talk about that. But first is, you need to take out some time on the weekly basis. Whatever your total commitment is, for example, 80 hours, you need to take out some particular amount of time. How much? We will talk about that in detail. But you need to take out some time to revise. Now you see, first of all, your time has reduced. Instead of 4 hours in your first revision, now it has reduced to 2 hours in your second revision. And already you remember around 65% when you start. You have to revise this within the first week of that you have done. And then in 15 days, you remember around 75%. And then within a month, you remember around 60%. You see how you are reducing the time of revision and increasing your memory retention. Now you are remembering much more than what you have remembered if you did not revise. And the amount of time for a particular topic is also coming down. Okay? And the finally is third revision. Your amount of time is reduced to minimum 1 hour for a particular topic. And this will further go down. The whole chapter in 1 hour. Whole subject in 3 hours. But it will come with revision. And now you see, you already remember 75% of it when you start your revision. And after a month, you will go to 90 to 95%. What else do we need? Now, after 1 month, you remember 96%, 90 to 95%. Okay? So isn't it good? So what can we conclude by this curve? So the conclusions are, first, minimum 3 revisions are required for any topic, any chapter. More, well and good. But minimum 3 revisions are required. You need to be sure about that. If you keep studying new things and you are not revising properly, no good. Nothing good is going to come out of that. So minimum 3 revisions are required. Minimum 3 revisions. Okay? Minimum 3 revisions are required. Then, what is the time interval? To reduce it to minimum time and maximum retention? That you keep reducing your revision time and you keep increasing your retention, memory retention of the particular topic. So there is a daily revision and there is a weekly revision. And this is very important. Please do not take this lightly. It is very, very, very important. Okay? So this is what we have concluded from Ebbinghaus forgetting curve. And I would tell you, look, this percentage is slightly plus minus 5% is going to vary based upon what is your technique of studying, how you have learned a particular topic, how much deeply you have gone the very first time. So it is going to vary. Of course, don't tell me that, sir, I studied something today, tomorrow I have 70% retention. Maybe yes, but for someone it could be 40% as well. So the average is 50%. Average is 50%. Okay? So I hope you are comfortable with this thing. Because if I tell you my perception, it is not going to work. Let's talk scientifically about it. Okay? Now, let's talk about preparation strategy. What should be your preparation strategy? This is to learn new chapter or new topic for new syllabus. How should you cover your new syllabus? What should be your strategy of covering the new syllabus? Okay, so, and mind it, it is till December 2022 because I am assuming that you will cover everything by December 2022. You can extend it 5-10 days, maximum 15th Jan. Maximum 15th Jan. But if for an ideal candidate, like Black Soul is saying, you have to speed up. You have to divide your time in such a way that you finish everything by the 15th Jan, at least. That is the maximum time. That is the maximum time. No two ways about it. We cannot do anything about that. And you are saying under 100, then you have to focus more. Okay? So, till 2022, what should be your strategy to learn a new subject? And you have to take out some time for revision, daily revision as well. Okay? So first is, if you are following any lectures, if you have joined in a coaching institute or you are preparing yourself, whatever it is, but you follow it regularly. You follow your lectures or whatever, a particular topic you need to finish in a particular day. Whatever your targets are, ki, sir, I have to finish this subject in this month. And then you have divided your topics. So you have to do it. You cannot procrastinate, you cannot delay that. Ki sir, nahi, aaj ka topic kal kar lenge. Not going to help in long term. Not going to help in long term. Okay? Now, once you are following the lecture the very first time, prepare complete notes and short notes all together. Do not wait to make short notes after you finish the subject. So, for example, like this is your notebook, okay? This is the page. Divide this into 2 by 3 and 1 by 3, okay? This is 2 by 3 of your page, this is 1 by 3. Right? Here you have to follow the complete notes in detail. And here you need to write short notes. What are the criticalities of something that you are writing? We will talk about short notes as well, how to make that. But short notes is basically a brief description. If faculty has said something in the class, ki this is important, students make this mistake. So you need to write this down, common mistakes, point to remember. If faculty has given some formula to you and said, do not apply this if this condition is not satisfied. So write those condition which is valid for this formula under short notes. We are going to talk about short notes, but make both of them together on the same page first of all. This is the very first time you are making short notes. We will update this many times. We will update this. We will come up with the perfect short notes for revision. But this is the very first time you are making short notes. So whatever you think is important, you have to write it down. And then write complete notes on the side. Okay? Then give 20% of your daily time for revision. 20% at least you have to give. For example, your daily time commitment is 12 hours daily to learn a new topic. You want to give 12 hours. I think that is a very good time. If you are in the middle of your preparation, then 12 hours is a very good time daily. I would not recommend going to 18 hours because you need to have a sustainable plan for your preparation. If you plan something that is very extreme, that you cannot follow for long term, so make a sustainable plan that you can go till Feb 2023, till your GATE exam. your peak must come one day before the exam. If it come, we will see the consequences of that. So your peak of your preparation must come before one day of exam. So 12 hours is more, I think it's sufficient amount to be a sustainable preparation. So out of 12 hours, 20% is daily for revision. So around 2 to 2.5 hours, 2 to 2.5 hours, you have to give to revise what you have learned new today. Whatever new you have learned today, you have to revise the same day or the very next day. Give 20% of your time. It is very important. People do not understand the importance of this. But you will understand the importance of this when you keep doing it. When you start this and you keep continue doing this, you will see the change. You will see the magic. How easy you remember things now. You do not have to put the same effort every time you revise. So it's very important to give 20% of the daily time for revision. Okay. Now, next is after this, once you have finished a topic or a chapter. So if you have done a topic or a chapter, then topic wise PYQ, 15 years PYQ. Do not go and start doing 1999 PYQ. 15 years PYQ is more than enough, and in decreasing order, So start with 2022, then 2021. And why PYQ is important, I'll tell you. Look, if you have learned something new today and you just go to the book, reference book, then the way the questions are asked in exam and the way questions are asked in book, it's very different. In books, you may need something else to solve the question. For example, you may need new tables. For example, if I talk about mechanical, then sometimes you may design data book. Sometimes you may need steam tables, your psychrometric chart. But in the exam, in any competitive exam, these things are given to you already in the question. So if you go directly to a reference book, you would not understand what type of questions are asked. And if you are studying something new today, you do not know if you are in the right direction. So PYQs are very important when you are studying something new. You will get a rough idea, you will get an overall idea of what type of questions are asked for this particular topic. Now, when you solve these PYQ, it is very important that you mark important question. For example, there are questions that is directly formula based, because 30% of paper is easy, very easy. So there are questions that are directly formula based. You can just close your eyes and tell this formula is there. I'll put this, I'll solve this. And there are few questions, little trick is there. Now you have to mark those questions. You mark those questions. Because if, for example, in a particular top subject, there are 150 previous year questions, then every time you revise, you will not do 150 questions. You will only do marked important questions. So mark any important question, write it down. In this topic, this is an important question. It requires some trick. Okay. Now, once you have solved these PYQs, it is very important that you analyze your weak topics. Now you have understood what type of questions are asked in the exam. Now you have understood in what topic, and in that topic, in what point you are facing the issue. So analyze your weak spots. Analyze your weak topics in a particular subject. And then update your short notes based on those weak points. It's very important. Update your short notes. But ultimately, short notes is the one that you are going to revise at the end of the preparation, just before the exam. So update your short notes based on your analysis. And then finally take a subject test. Take a subject test after subject completion. Take a subject test. And now this is your first subject test. This is your first subject test. Okay, so this is your preparation strategy that you do on a daily basis. 20% time you have to take out at any cost. Because if you keep learning new things and you do not revise what you have learned, then it is no good. It is not going to bring any good for you, I am going to tell you. No benefit. You have to particularly take out 20% of your time for daily revision. I cannot stress this point enough. And I hope you understood this point. If you are studying 10 hours, take out 2 hours. 12 hours, take out 2.5 hours. Even 2 is enough, no problem. But daily revision is important. And you will realize the magic behind it when you start doing it. Okay? Now, short notes. So what you need to do for short notes? So you see, first of all, this is your short notes. Start with the subject name. So subject name is common. Then chapter name. For example, I am a thermodynamics. I teach thermodynamics. So let me give you an example. So for example, chapter is second law of thermodynamics. Second law. This is the chapter. Then topic name. Topic name, let's say topic is limitation of first law. And you can write very briefly whatever the limitations. For example, it is a qualitative law. It does not tell you about directions. And then second topic is statements of second law. Statements of second law. Then you go with, so Kelvin Planck's statement. Okay. So basically, first of all, chapter name will come, then topic name will come. Then if any diagram comes in there, for example, Kelvin Planck's statement, heat engine you have to draw. Define the efficiency there. Now, there are certain topics. Electronics example, I am very sorry. If I could, I will really tell you. But I am not very much aware about electronics. I am really sorry. Okay. So, but it is just an example. It is just a very short example. So, now sometimes there are some topics. For example, a flow chart you can draw. Because you have to tell a particular topic in terms of a story. If you cannot tell a topic in terms of a story, that means you have not done it properly. You need to close your eyes and say, okay, this happens. Then after that, this happens. Okay, now it divides into 2 parts. And if you go this side, then this happens. For example, classification is there. Turbine classification is there. Okay, or anything else. Compressor is there. Okay, so you need to divide this. Okay, this is reaction. This is impulse. This happens inside this. These are the classifications. So flowchart is a very nice way of explaining in short. Okay, so flowchart you can draw. Then you have to write formula. If any formula comes. Now, not just formula. It is very, very, very important. Write 2 lines about that formula, description. Okay, write 2 lines about that. Then, if any symbols are, for example, efficiency is there, W by Q. W Q1 minus Q2 by Q1. What is Q1? What is Q2? What is W? Write it down. Symbol representation. Any assumptions that you are asking? Any assumptions? Because every formula is applied under certain assumptions. No formula is generalized. There are generalized formulas, but when you simplify it, you can only apply certain formulas with certain assumptions. And what do people do is that they apply the same formula everywhere. They forget the assumptions. This formula can be only applied under these conditions. And this is a very, very typical problem. A lot of students do this. So when you are writing a formula, you must know under what conditions. If these 1, 2, 3 conditions is satisfied, only then I can use this formula. Okay. So, and any signs, negative, positive, or any signs are there, greater than 0, less than 0, equal to 0, you have to write. Also, you need to write points to remember. Whenever a faculty teaches something, they tell you, remember this, you write it down. Common mistakes. For example, you have done a subject test or you have done PYQs. In a particular topic, you are doing some common mistakes. You are forgetting what will come up, what will come down. So, you need to write the common mistakes. If solving a particular problem, you are facing common mistake, you are doing it again and again and again. Write it down. And reference exam explanation. For example, for a particular topic, you have studied from a book and you are very happy after studying that. I have never studied this beautifully ever. And after studying that, your heart tells you that this is the best explanation I have ever read about this topic. So write that, because there are topics that you cannot write everything in short notes. So when you forget what you have studied, what you have read there, you can go to that particular page of that particular book and you can read it again. And it works really good actually for students. Because sometimes what happens that we try to remember, yeah, I studied it somewhere. But where was that? Now you take out your notes. Now you take out your everything that you have. And you waste a lot of time with that. So you can save that time. And I am very sure that that comes in your mind. So many times you are, yeah, I studied that somewhere. Where was that? And then you struggle to find it out. And you cannot. And you cannot. So that is why write it down. Write it down. Okay. So preparation strategy is done. Short notes is done. Both are important for your revision point of view. Then let's come to revision strategy. Now this is till December 2022. For January, we are going to talk separately. Okay. So till December 2022. Now, as I have told you, there is a daily revision, there is a weekly revision. Now, daily revision is to revise your new syllabus. Whatever you are learning today, you have to revise it today or tomorrow at least. And you have to give, and this is a topic or chapter wise revision. Whatever new topic you have learned today, you have to revise it today itself. So this is a topic or a chapter. If there is a small chapter, then that you have covered in a day, then chapter wise revision. Okay. And as I have told you, you have to prepare short notes in this. When you are studying that topic in that, I have told you this 12 hours, right, daily. So you are studying 10 hours and 2 hours you are revising. So in 10 hours, you are making those complete notes that we have talked about. And in these 2 hours, you are making short notes. Okay. It is very important that you make your short notes. And give those 2 hours to make short notes, to write all the important points that you have learned today. Okay. And you have to give 20% of your daily preparation time commitment. I have already told you. Now this is your daily revision. What about weekly revision? This is to revise your previously covered syllabus. What you have already done a month ago. For example, particular subject you have finished 1 month ago or 2 months ago. So you have to revise that. This is for that time. Weekly revision is to revise the already covered content, what you have already done. Some 2, 3 subjects, 4 subjects you have already covered. So you have to revise that in this weekly revision. Okay. And this is your subject-wise revision. This is your subject-wise revision. Not topic-wise, not chapter-wise. In 1 week, you have to revise 1 subject. Okay? And 20% of your weekly preparation time commitment. For example, you are studying 12 hours per day. So 12 hours per day into 7 days per week. So I think that comes around, I think 84, right? Yeah, 84 hours per week. So let's take roughly 80 hours in a week, 80 hours commitment. 80 hours per week commitment. Now 20% of the time, 20% you have the time for revision. So what is 20% of the time? So out of the 80 weekly hours, you have to give 16 hours in a week for revision. So 16 hours is how much? I think it is one and a half days, right? 1.5 days. So for example, you can start your preparation Saturday afternoon and Sunday. Sunday whole day and Saturday afternoon. So 1.5 days at least you have to give for your revision to revise the previously covered content. What you have already done, you have to revise that, otherwise there is no use. You keep learning new things, you keep forgetting old things. No use, seriously no use. And then at the end of the day, you very quickly revise everything. That is going to mess up your preparation. That is going to mess up your preparation. So 20% of your weekly preparation time you have to give. So 16 hours you have to give at least. Okay, 60 hours you have to give. Now, increase this time gradually in October, November, December. What will happen? Now, for example, till now you have done 4 or 5 subjects, right? Till now you have done 4 or 5 subjects. As September goes, you will finish 6 subjects. Now you have 4 new subjects and 6 subjects to revise. As October comes, then you have covered 1 more subject. So 7 subjects you have to revise and 3 new subjects you have to study, and this number goes up. Till December, I am assuming you have finished your 10, 11 or 12 subjects, whatever it is. So you have to increase this time. You have to, now it is what, 20%. So it is new versus old syllabus revise. Let me write it here. New versus old syllabus. So in September, it is 80 to 20. 80 to 20. In October, it should go to 70-30. In November, it should at least go to 65 and 35. And in December, it must go to at least 55 to 45. In December, it must go to at least 55 to 45. If you can bring to 50-50, then it's good. So if something is left, cover it till 15th of Jan, maximum. Otherwise, try to finish everything by December. Okay? So you have to increase this time gradually in October, November and December. Okay? Now practice, now when you are in your weekly revision, I have told you when you are studying the very first time, then you have to only do PYQs. It is more than enough just to get an idea that what you are studying is good. You are in the right direction. Do not go to reference book. You can go to workbook, okay? You can go to workbook because they are already defined, already designed in a way according to your GATE exam. So workbook you can go, but please do not go to reference book. It's very important. Otherwise you will get demotivated. You will waste a lot of time because reference books examples are designed according to semester syllabus, according to semester exam. I am not saying you don't do that, but don't do at the very first time. So when you are doing your weekly revision of that subject, then practice questions from workbook. Again, do 15 years marked PYQs. So do questions from workbook. Do questions from workbook. 15-year marked PYQs. What I am saying, marked, not everything. Manisha, these are general strategies. Okay? So I am not covering any topic, although I come from mechanical, but I am not covering any particular topic or a branch. It is a general revision strategy. And you can completely follow this. It is completely valid for each and every branch. Okay? So now when you are in your weekly revision, you do not have to do all the PYQs. I have told you, mark your important PYQs. You only have to do your marked. What you have marked important, okay? These are little tricky PYQs. So you only have to do that. And then you can carry on with reference books example. Then you can carry on with reference book example. This is the right time. Now you know that what type of questions are asked in a GATE exam. And you know that this information, if you read a reference book example, you know that this information will be given to me in exam. So let me not worry about it. Let me directly take it from the data. Okay? Okay? So you can also follow reference book at this point of time. You can also follow reference book at this point of time. Okay? Now, let's focus on weekly revision. How to do weekly revision? Okay? So weekly revision, I have told you 3 revisions are important. 3 revisions are minimum. I have showed you why it is important. So minimum 3 revisions. If you can go for more, best. No denying about that. No denying about that. But at least 3. Look, if you are not doing 3 revisions, that means you are losing something. 3 revisions are important. Okay. Now when you do your first revision, now this is weekly revision. the time, the 20% time that you are giving out of your weekly commitment, then you are doing this. So first revision, it is a subject-wise revision. It is a subject. I think 16 hours is more than enough to finish a subject. If not in your first revision, then in second or third revision, you must finish a particular subject in 16 hours. That must be your speed. Okay? Now divide your revision time as 50-50 in concepts and practice revision. So look, weekly I have given you 16 hours, right, for revision. In this 16 hours, 8 hours is for conceptual revision. Read your short notes, build your concepts, revise your concepts, and 8 hours you have to give for practice questions. What practice questions? Again, I have told you earlier, solve from workbooks, solve from important marked PYQs, solve from reference books only. So this 8 hours you have to give for practice. And this is for concept. Okay. Now, once you have done practice of your questions, then update your short notes. So you are reading short notes, you are doing practice questions, then update your short notes based on your practice. Okay. Then take a subject test. Subject test. Take a subject test. Now this is your second subject test. First, you took during your preparation. This is your second subject test. Okay. Then based on the subject test, you analyze your weak points and write down your feedback of that subject test. What topics of that particular subject you faced most difficult? What were the most difficult topics? And what were the easiest topics? So now you need to set your priorities. You need to balance those priorities. Okay, so next time when you revise in your second and third revision, you will focus more on the difficult points. And review. Once you have analysis this, then go back. So now analysis and update your short notes. And then after that analysis, you review difficult questions again. The questions that you found difficult, review them one more time. Okay, so this is the first revision. Now, second and third revision. So again, this is a subject-wise revision. Subject-wise, you have to revise in this weekly 16 hours. But this time, your proportion will change. So now in your second revision, divide this into 40-60. So 40 hours for concept and 40% time is for concept and 60% time is for revision. And then in third revision, because concept will remain same, you cannot do much about concept. So your timing that you are giving for concept must decrease. If it is not decreasing and every time you are finding it difficult, that means you have not either properly prepared that topic or you have not done proper revision. You are hurrying up, you are rushing up the process. Do not rush. Do not rush through the process. Okay, so in the third revision, 60%, 30% time give to your concept and 70% for your practice. Because for GATE exam, if you are preparing for GATE exam, then practice is the most important thing. The most critical thing is practice of questions. And if you are lagging in that, if you just study the concept and you are very much comfortable ki nahi, I understand this concept, I do not need to practice questions, then you are very wrong. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people keep revising the concepts and concepts and concepts. No use. I am going to very frankly tell you, no use of that. Because writing down the data, analyzing the problem, writing the formula, writing the right formula actually, solving it in calculator, and writing down the right value in the answer. It is a whole process that you will only learn, you will only perfect when you practice. Practice, practice, and practice. There is no denying of it. There is no two ways about it. There is no alternative, there is no shortcut for it. Okay, now when you are in your second and third revision, you have done this practice, then again update your short notes. Update your short notes. Again take the third and fourth subject test, and then analyze your results. Write a feedback for yourself. Nobody else is going to do it. You are engineer, you are wholly responsible for yourself. Do not, and if you are dependent on anyone else, that is your fault. Please do not depend, like people, like the student ask me as well, sir, I am doing this, I am facing these issues. I can help them, but to a certain extent. Because what you are facing, only you know that. If you are communicating that to me, you are already missing 50% of it. Because what you are feeling, you cannot express that into words. If you are expressing that to me, that means I have already lost with 50% of the contest. So whatever I am explaining based on that 50% that you are telling me. So I am not the best judge. You yourself are the best judge. So you write your own feedback. You take help. You take help from me. You take help with your own faculties. You take help with any other aspirant, that your friend or whoever is there. What problems they are facing in that particular topic. Make a quiz session between them. Okay? And then again review difficult questions again. So I hope that this is a very solid strategy I am going to tell you. Very solid. Proper time management I have done. Between your preparation, between your revision. Proper time how much you are going to give. And that is a very well balanced strategy. You do this and you see the magic. You just try this. Give it a chance. And if you are planning and not doing it, there is again no use. Plus minus 5-10% I can understand. Everyone, we are all humans, we are all, we can't be a machine. So 5-10% up and down is completely fine. But you must follow this. You must follow this. It is a very fine balance between preparation and revision. Now this is what we have done till December 2022. In Jan 2023, first 20 to 22 days. First 20 to 22 days. Subject-wise revision again. This is your fourth revision. And like some people were asking me that, sir, I have done 3 subjects or I have done 10% my syllabus. Then you have to skip this. What else you can do? But 3 revisions are important. It is the most critical part of your preparation. If you are not able to revise a particular subject 3 times, then please do not do that subject. Okay? So first 20 to 22 days, what you can do? Subject-wise revision, give 2 days for every subject. 2 days, proper 2 days. If there is a small subject, then okay, 1 day, 1.5 days. But I think on an average, 2 days is good enough for each and every subject. This time, you have to study complete notes. You see, we have updated our short notes many times. We have around 3 or 4 times. Every time we are revising, every time we are doing a subject test, we are updating our short notes. But it is time that you study you revise your complete notes in Jan. Again, I cannot stress this point. It is very, very, very important that you revise your complete notes in Jan. And you can also update your short notes if you feel any shortcoming in that. But you must study complete notes. And then the second day, take a subject test. Or you can take a part test. Part test means combination of 2-3 subjects all together. For example, there are certain, for example, thermal and applied, you can take all together. Machine design, engineering mechanics and SOM you can take all together. In mechanical, I am telling you. For your branch, you know this, that you can take a combination of 2-3 subjects all together. And also, when you are practicing in your revision, previous year questions, workbook questions, reference book questions, you have marked some important questions. Then do those important questions here. and again analyze, 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 and analyze. We have to come up with a perfect mindset. We have to remove all our shortcomings, all our difficult topics, and we have to focus on that. So analyze again what you are feeling difficult, and then troubleshoot. Go back, pinpoint that topic, and revise that. See what problem I am facing. And then the last 10 to 15 days. Last 10 to 15 days means once you have done this 4th revision till the date of your exam. Why is this important? That you see, look, your performance graph is basically like this. And let's say this is your GATE exam. Let's say 10th of Feb is your GATE exam. Now your performance must always go like this. And you must reach your peak one day before the GATE exam. So that is how you should plan. If you study 18 days, for example, if you have revised a particular subject again and again and again, and you are not, because a particular subject you find difficult, you are not revising that. So if you revise something again and again many times, then after that what happens? Every time you take out that, you see that, okay, I know this. Then you stop focusing on small things. And that's when your performance starts going down. It starts going down. And if this peak comes, if this peak comes before your GATE preparation, so you see on the day of your GATE preparation, on the day of your GATE exam, your performance has come down, which is not good. So you need to make a fine balance between your preparation. You do not do too much revision as well. 4 revisions are perfect if you are doing proper revision. So 4 revision is perfect. You do not get bored also of the subjects. If you revise something 10 times, no, then you will stop focusing on small things. And that is the time that your performance for that particular subject will start going down. So you don't do that. You cannot do that. Your peak must reach one day before your GATE exam. 1 or 2 days is okay, but not before that. If you have reached your peak 10 days before GATE exam, not good. Not good. Okay, so last 10 to 15 days, and very important, you have to revise your short notes. This is the short notes that we have revised, that we have updated multiple times. And that is why I always say, please do not take others' notes. Maybe you have bought notes from the market. It's okay. But when you are preparing, write your own notes. Make your own short notes. And keep updating. Maybe I'll give you short notes, but I am not updating it with time. You yourself are because I make my short notes according to my understanding. I may find something easy, so I may not write it there. But you may find that difficult. Or maybe I find something difficult, you may find it easy. So you see, oh, this is written in short notes. It is of no use for me. So write your own short notes. It is very important. Write your short notes according to your mental stage. And now, after 3-4 revisions, we have come up with the perfect short notes. Now in 10 to 15 days, now these short notes, you must be able to finish maximum 3 hours one subject. Maximum 3 hours one subject. That's all. 3 to 4 hours one subject. So revise them. Mock test. Take 1 mock test every day. At least. I would recommend don't take 2 mock tests, because you have to analyze your shortcomings as well. So at least 10 to 15 days and 1 mock test per day. More than enough. Why mock tests are important, I'll tell you. It will give you the exam environment. Mock test, the whole exam environment will be set in your mind. So when you go into the exam, you are already habitual of this environment. And it is very important that you be habitual of that. Because you take 10 to 15 minutes during the exam to get habitual. Not good. Not good, particularly not in GATE. Okay, so take at least one mock test, one each day. So that means in 10 to 15 days, 10 to 15 mock test. Very nice number, very sufficient number. I would recommend don't take 2 mock tests per day, because you need to give enough time to analyze the performance. What were your shortcomings in this mock test? Then you have to go back and see your notes again. You may need to update that again. At this point of time, I don't think you need to update them, but you may need to pinpoint, okay, this was the mistake I was doing. And again, next, very important, previous year question, not topic wise, not subject wise, paper wise. Take 2022 previous year GATE exam and do that, solve that. Take 2021 paper, whole paper. It is not topic wise, it is not subject wise, whole thing you need to do. Because they follow a particular pattern in exam. These subjects come first, mostly, there is no rule. But however, I have analyzed it, there are particular subjects that they take earlier. Most of the questions come from there. And then they follow a particular pattern. If you do 8 to 10 previous year questions paper wise, and then when you go to exam, you see the familiarity between what you have done and what has come. And you also know what part you have to skip. What particular topic you want to do first. What particular subject you want to do first. So paper-wise PYQ you have to do, not topic-wise, not subject-wise, paper-wise. Take a whole paper 2022, 21, 20. At least 7 to 8 paper you do. I know that you have done PYQs many times, but you have done topic-wise, subject-wise. I am saying paper-wise. Do the whole paper and stick to 3 hours. Very important. If you have not completed that paper in 3 hours, then keep that aside. No, don't move ahead, because the pressure that you will feel of finishing that in 3 hours is the ultimate thing. You have to make yourself finish them in 3 hours. That's all. And so you will feel all the pressure before the exam, and when you go to the exam, you are all mentally prepared for it. Whatever mistakes you want to do, you do before the exam, so that you will do minimum mistake in the GATE exam. Okay? And finally, again, analyze and troubleshoot. Analyze, and every competitive exam is basically reiteration. Reiteration. Do the perfect preparation. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. You understand this? Even if you understand everything, but revise, and revise. So, prepare for the worst. You see what worst can come from this paper, from this topic. Prepare for that and hope for the best. Okay? And the most important tip from today for the GATE exam. This is the most important thing. Okay? So this is, have a good night's sleep before the GATE 2023 exam. I know that there are people who study whole night before the exam and they go for exam next day. Look, the way our mind works is, whatever we have studied, it's all jumbled up, it's all messed up in our mind. And if you go like this in the exam, you ask your mind something else, and maybe your mind gives something related to that, but not exactly what you are asking. It needs some time to settle down. Whatever you have learned something, it needs to settle down in your mind. And then what happens? It will give you exactly what you ask for. It will use, if someone is there who says, no sir, I study whole night before the exam. Try this. What you will see the next day, you will thank me. Because if you have not done anything, you can't do the last night, and if you have done everything, you cannot do anything the last night. So my simple logic is, last night is no use for anyone. So at least get a good sleep. At least get a good sleep. And it do wonders. If you have a very good sleep before the exam, it do wonders for you. It exactly gives you what you need. You are very focused. And that is the critical point. Because GATE is a very competitive exam. You have 3 hours to prove yourself. And slightly Slight disturbance, slight distraction in your mind can basically ruin your exam. Okay, so have a proper night's sleep, do a whole routine in the morning. Okay, wake up, maybe go for a walk, settle down, give some peace to your mind. It's very important. I don't know why people don't understand the meaning, don't understand the significance of it. It's very important. Let your mind rest for some time. Okay, so I hope, now this is the last slide, I hope that this revision strategy works for you. Okay, so you try this, and it must work, because this is my personal perception. This I have made after having feedback from many students and many faculties as well. Okay, so I hope that this session, whoever is confused about how to divide time between preparation of new syllabus and revision of the old syllabus, how much time on daily basis, weekly basis I have to give. So I hope this session is going to help you, and it is going to answer each and everything that you struggled till now. Okay, so let me take some exam date. Please tell at end of the session. Look, I am not very much aware of SPCL exam date. I think the syllabus came earlier, right? The detailed syllabus came. I am not very aware of this HPCL exam. When is the date exactly? I joining MTech, it will be double horse ride. I plan to prepare 4 a.m. That is a struggle. That is a struggle. 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. and to 10 p.m. For GATE rest time, MTech will lead me to destiny if I go as per this plan. Look, where have you joined MTech? Are you? Thank you very much, GATE aspirant. Shivaraman, where have you joined MTech? Are you in some IIT or NIT? Look, if you are doing MTech, I hope you have already prepared for GATE. So most of your syllabus is covered, right? Now you need revision. You need practice, that's all. And practice, I have already told you, if you are giving 2 hours daily, yeah, very nice, very nice. So I hope that already you have completed your syllabus. Only revision part is left. So if you are giving 4 hours daily, right? 4 a.m. to 7, 3 hours is this, and 2 hours is this. Very nice time. But be consistent, keep preparing, okay, and keep practicing. Do not leave this till the end of the exam. Okay? And yes, it will lead you to destiny. I hope that you are targeting PSUs. Okay? If you are already in NIT, then do not, target for IITs. I had gone into research. I don't know if you see my introduction before. So I was in Italy for 3 years. So, and then after coming back, I have chosen teaching. And there are reasons behind it. Okay, let's not go into that. It's a long discussion. I have already taken, I think, 1 hour 15 minutes, huh? I was hoping 40 minutes maximum. Anyway, so yes, Shivaraman, you are going on the right path. 5 hours per day is more than enough for your revision. Target for PSUs. Okay, target for PSUs. I know that you will be able to do it. You already told us 70-75% syllabus is covered. You are on the right path. Okay. Now, if you come from, you can also join my Telegram channel, Mechanical by Vipin Yadav. I keep updating my schedule, exam notifications, GATE 2023, PSU recruitments, right? And my schedule for mechanical. So if you are from mechanical, you can join my Telegram channel. And in Champion series, I am starting thermodynamics from 16th of September on YouTube. I know I have taken a lot of time, and thank you very much for being with me for all this time. I told 30-35 minutes, but I have taken 1 hour 15 minutes. Okay, I did not even realize that I took this much time. Very nice and useful session. Thank you very much, Manisha. Thank you very much. Okay, so I'll close the session without taking more time. Bye bye. Thank you for being with me.